Welcome in, everybody. It's another episode of the DNVR Rapids podcast, and it is Winners Lounge number 3 in a row. Rapids roll to a 4-1 win at home behind Calvin Harris, Djordje, Rafa. It was a party. Who better to party with than the fellas? My guy, Cowboy Super There's
one of those games that there's not really much to talk about because everybody was just kind of good. There's shit we can complain about, but it's not real things that you can really get mad about, you know? Good. There's shit we can complain about, but it's not real things. Am I muted for you guys?
I don't know what happened with Mitch.
Yeah.
My audio's messed up. Give me a sec. You guys vamp real quick.
And talking on the other side of the screen is Duane Brown. I don't know how Mitch does it, but here we go.
Oh man, we got Calvin Harris with a brace tonight. Oh, I couldn't be happier.
He's your guy.
Oh, he is one of my guys. Is
Mitch back and ready? Nope. Now he's muted.
Nope.
So
he's muted.
Yep.
I'm back. Your boy's back. Sorry about that. Minor technical difficulties.
It's not like you do this once a week for 12 months a year. No, dude, Mike sucks. Connecting
This
sucks.
is where we're going to start this Winners Lounge. We're going to hate on my technical skills here.
It's the only thing we can really hate on.
Everything else was real good.
Yeah.
Man, what a game. Rapids score 4 for the first time since August of 2022 against Minnesota. That was the Giassi hat trick.
Oh, okay.
There was the game after the insane Red Bull game, which they won 5-4. Since then, 9 teams had put up 4 or more goals on the Rapids. They finally switched it around. 9 points in a week. So much to talk about, fellas. So much to talk about. But let's just go through the game. Let's just start there.
We should hit Kevin's super chat real quick before we.
Oh my God, Kevin! We got that Montreal hot Tua. That's right, baby.
Favorite meme right now, man.
Let's go. Shout out to our guy Kevin. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Game was, I mean, man, it felt like the Rapids were in control of this game, right? They Montreal's missing, a few guys, and they come out in that 5-3-2, or I guess it was more like a 5-2-3, but they were willing to cede possession to the Rapids all night long, right? And they took advantage, right? I mean, they were prodding and poking and trying to find some lanes, and finally on the set piece, Harris draws the foul right at the edge of the box. Djordje sends it in, gets a great header on goal. Nice save, but the ball bounces open net. Harris double header goal. Doesn't happen a ton, but double header goal for our guy. He got the rotated spot start. Omir sits. Harris gets the start. He's been balling in training, and so it's a deserved start. Him and Omir, I think, depending on the game, you can really interchange them depending on what you're looking for. Harris's speed was really stretching out, and I mean, he was just fantastic tonight, highlighted by that goal.
Yeah, and I mean, Calvin and Omir bring very different dynamics to his team. I've said it multiple times. Calvin's a true winger. Dude runs and puts the ball perfectly into the box every time. Omir's more of a playmaker, which he tries to cut in. He tries to do a little bit more of that stuff and create from inside. But having a guy like Calvin on the other side brings a better dynamic for Rafa, because Rafa has a lot more room to operate. But you also have Calvin, who played the striker position, so when he does get into the box, when he does get into those spots, he knows exactly where the run should be. He knows exactly where he has to go. And in my opinion, man, Calvin has become like the super sub. Like, the dude is unstoppable at this point.
He really, I mean, look, he's been, I think this was his third and fourth goals of the year.
Apple TV had it at 5.
Fourth and fifth goals of the year. I know he scored against Portland. He was the only bright spot in that Portland game to start the year. Kind of went quiet, right? Omir really settled in as the starter there on the wing with Kevin. But he's been really strong off the bench, right? Good with possession, hold up play, runs off the ball, passes back into Djordje or Cole or whoever's hanging out there. And then right before halftime, we were kind of all sitting there on media row and we're like, man, this Rapids are just like, this is kind of boring. It's halftime almost. They've just been dominating. And sure enough, a nice Rafi, Georgia, Calvin puts it in. 2-0 going into halftime. It's like the anti 2022-23 Rapids attack. They put a statement on the half instead of giving them right back into it. Duane, you must have been losing your mind at a Calvin brace right before that.
Yeah, man, dude. Love that guy. And it's I was happy to see him get the start. Just to see him play a whole game. And man, he took advantage of it. He was so good. Not just with the goals, but like Yaya was saying earlier, like the dude is just a true winger, which is one of those spots that we've been desperately wanting to get shored up. And I mean, he's legit. He is what we wanted. He's quick. He gets the ball. I mean, his crosses tonight, I don't even know how many crosses he had, but it just seemed like he was always there, always trying to put the ball in. And then comes away with 2 goals. Awesome. It was so awesome.
It really was.
I'm so used to seeing him come in as a sub and get 15 minutes or so, and just being able to watch him play a full match of being Calvin Harris.
Right.
So it was just nice to get a whole game of watching him do his thing. And man, he didn't disappoint. He just went after it.
Coming into the game, Djordje was on 14 goal contributions in 13 games. He added 2 tonight, the assist, and then later on he gets the penalty. So he got the assist on that second Calvin goal. Everything was just working. He was just Calvin was what was missing. Not what was missing, because they just won 2 games in a row shutout, but there was just a little extra click that happened tonight. It felt like in that first half, at least.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the underrated things about rotation and having guys like Calvin Harris and Omir fight out for that spot a little bit, where you do create a little bit of urgency for whenever you do get a start. You saw when Omir first came in early in the year, right? And it was a lot of Calvin Harris. Omir was coming in and trying his hardest to get that spot back. He kind of finally took it from Calvin, and Armas kind of gave him that chance as well. Now it's Calvin's turn to kind of come in and really make a difference, because he has to if he wants to earn more minutes and wants to earn that spot back.
Look, I think you're in a good spot, right? I mean, you said yourself, like, we were kind of eyeing a winger, right, for the summer, and
again, I still think you need another one.
Sure, you still need one, but you don't need to get someone that jumps in as number 1 or 2 winger. You can be selective. So, man, it was nice to see. Halftime, you're thinking, man, 2 goals, cruising, possession. Whole game's basically played on Montreal's half of the field. Montreal comes out, and they made a couple changes, and they put the pressure on right from the go. Rapids concede the own goal in the 53rd minute. Lawless desperately trying to make the clearance. I mean, that was just tough. Like, what can you do there? You tried to make the play, didn't work. I thought the center backs were really good tonight, so it kind of sucks that there's an own goal involved in that, right? But I mean, I forget how you worded it in our little group chat there, Yaya, but just some of those, sometimes you just take a rough play there, right?
Yeah, I mean, if he lets it go, it's going to be a goal regardless, right? He was about 5 feet back. He wasn't going to reach it in time. It's just one of those plays. Zach makes a really good save at the beginning, and unfortunately, he just gives up the rebound right to the Montreal player. That essentially puts it right back into the spot where Lawless tries harder to get it out of there. Don't blame him at all. It's just one of those things that kind of happens. It's at the end of the day, man. The Rapids win 4-1, and Montreal didn't score a single goal. Rapids scored all of them. So.
Right. Yeah, they outscored opponents 9-1 in this week, Saturday to Saturday, and they scored all 10 goals. How about that? They didn't even want to let the other team feel the satisfaction. And then it's just kind of a back and forth affair for the next half hour after that, really, right? Josef Martinez actually came in, and I thought he really kind of changed the dynamic of their attack a lot. Not that he really didn't do too much, but just the shape worked a little better, I thought. Duane, what did you see from in that post own goal stretch there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that sub is the key. You know, that was the first time that things got a little bit scary. You know, for the Rapids, and there was a break, I think, that he got in front of Vines, and Vines was chasing on that one. I think Maxu came in and helped out. But I mean, Martinez made the back line go to work. There wasn't much for anybody to do in the first half because the ball was almost completely in Montreal's side in the first half. And so when they came out swinging harder in the second half, but when they made that sub, even though they came out swinging, like, it felt like, oh, they finally have a dangerous piece on the field now. Because it felt like one of those games where it's like, not really worried too much until that sub. So I think that was I was a little bit worried.
Yeah, I mean,
we're
that's
Rapids
fair.
fans.
Yeah,
you know, we're Rapids fans, so it's 2-1. You get a little bit worried. You know, but he was the one I was worried about. I didn't really get worried until that sub happened. And but I mean, the back line, this is 3 games in a row. Backline looked good tonight.
They look great. Maxu, you know, we haven't brought him up yet. Lawless had the own goals, but I thought Maxu was unreal tonight. He was all over the place. And then, you know, as Wanders pointed out, man, Lawless comes in with Bombi on international duty, and you win 3 straight, right? And they're not even really close, right? I mean, I guess for about 30 minutes there, the game could have been in the balance, but it's not like they had a dangerous chance in that time, right? It was basically one team get it to the box, not do much with it. Team get it to the other box, not do much with it. Team get it near the other. It was just, you know, a whole lot of nothing. Armas didn't do many subs tonight until stoppage time, right? He switched out. He pulled Kevin for Ollie, which pushes Cole up left. And I'm wondering if he's just trying to get Vines going a little bit or something like that, because this was Vines' first game back from sickness. That was my only thought with that sub. I don't know if you saw anything different there.
So that sub came in. That sub to me came in more for Josef Martinez because they came in at the same time. Basically, It was to try to have somebody that can just kind of monitor him around the pitch, somebody a little bit more physical that can get in front of him, and I think it worked for a little bit. The thing that really led to the Rapids' demise those first 10-15 minutes of the second half was a lot of those passes across the pitch to the other wing from Montreal. All credit to Montreal and their wing backs. They were able to get the center back in the line kind of cheating a little bit to one side. They'd get it to the other side, and it really created a lot of chances for them. Vines wasn't great tonight, and it's kind of expected after some of these some time off with sickness, getting back to form. We don't really know what he's at. But at the end of the night, it didn't lead to their demise. It didn't lead to a loss. They still controlled the game. Defense did a really good job of recovering. Center backs did a really good job of recovering, because the right back and the left back did get a little bit cooked at times because of those passes across the pitch. But once they kind of recovered, once the center backs recovered, that's when Ronan and Ollie and Cole were really important to keeping possession, trying to get the ball forward, and not really make any huge mistakes.
I thought that sub was brilliant, by the way.
It was. It worked.
That was something that we've not seen a lot of in the past couple of years, is a sub made as a response to how the game is changing. And, you know, Montreal came on and started fighting, and we made a sub to get Ollie on the pitch, and things changed, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah. The other sub was Omir for Calvin. He just looked gassed, right? I mean, makes sense. You worked your ass off for 70 whatever minutes, right? Like just absolutely grinded.
I think
Great
he
to
also
see him.
got like a little nick on his ankle, and I just don't think that Armas wanted to push him that much harder either, because I think he's going to be a bigger part going forward. You can see him in that rotation as a backup striker too, because that second goal was through. He was kind of playing that striker
through the middle.
He was running exactly right through that middle channel. So I think Armas did see a little bit there where he's trying to save him a little bit for later on. Just try to give him a little bit more time, maybe as a striker, trying to see if there's anything there. Give Rafa a break here and there, because Rafa has played so many more minutes than most players on this team already.
Yeah. So you get down there to 2-1 is that's about as nervous as you can get, right? Because you felt like maybe you've left some goals on the table. There were some maybe sketchy moments, but never any sketchy chances. But you're still worried. Vines, might be letting some leaks on that side, and you're just a little nervous. And then, what is it? 3 corners in a row for Colorado late. One of them ends on with a chance for Maxu, and God, that defender's arm was like 8 feet in the air. Like that wasn't even close.
He was out there still complaining about it, right?
It was like up here, and he was jumping. And there was like probably another 45 seconds with run of play both directions before the play stopped for him to even go to the monitor. Djordje steps up to the plate in the 90th, I think, or maybe it was 90+1. I'm not entirely sure when they finally took the penalty. But Djordje buries it, gets his 4th goal in 2 games. Here's what you guys want a fun little stat. Well, hold on. Let me say what happened next. Before I barely hit send on the tweet that said, go, Rafa gets one. 90+4. 4-1. They cruise. Djordje, goal and 2 assists tonight. First Rapids player in the history of the club to have 3 goal contributions in consecutive matches.
I think I sent you that stat, right? Or did you get it from somewhere else?
MLS PR put it out on Twitter.
Yeah, I got it from there and I sent it to you.
Yep. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah. Crazy.
I mean, but that's what you expect, right? When you have your DP player playing at a DP level, 3 goal contributions in back-to-back games, it's no coincidence that you end up with 3 wins out of 3 in a short week. That's what you expect from a guy like Mihailovic. Him and Rafa, man, have created a connection. Him, Rafa, and Cole have created a connection that we really didn't see at the beginning of the year, which is totally expected. Brand new team, they're getting to know each other, language barriers. And we heard Porig on the podcast a couple weeks ago talk about it as well, that it was kind of rough for Rafa, but like the more that these guys are learning to talk to him, getting closer communication, and Rafa learning more English, just like Cole learning more Spanish, it helps a lot more in these kind of transitions. It helps a lot more when you have new players come in and you have your top players playing at the top. It was bound to happen eventually if they were all working this hard.
Yeah, I mean, just it felt nice to have a scoreline really show the domination, right? 2-0 felt good. 3-0 felt really good. Putting up a 4 spot for the first time in almost 2 years. After so many teams had done that to you, right? And it's like, it just felt great to see. All right, we're going to dive into some player stuff. We're going to, talk some game grades, talk some more storylines coming out of this game. First, we got to talk about our friends at Lucy. The Lucifer.
I actually love that name so much. The name Lucy is such a good name for this.
It's a great name. Great name. We love Lucy here at DNVR. Lucy is 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco free. It's available in pouches, gum, and breakers. Breakers are basically pouches. They have a capsule of liquid flavor inside that helps saturate the pouch. Breakers are available in 4 milligrams or 8. Tons of flavors. There's mint, berry citrus, espresso. I myself am rocking the 4 milligram mango as we speak. If you're not a pouch guy or gal, Lucy gum is available in 2 milligrams, 4 milligrams, 6 milligrams. That's a lot. And if you set yourself up with a subscription, you can have Lucy delivered straight to your door. No more weekly or daily gas station stops. I love mango. Yeah. What's been your flavor of choice lately?
Wintergreen, baby.
Wintergreen.
That's what I go with.
What strength?
8.
Yeah, I can't do 8.
I'm
working my way there. I'm sure I'll get there at some point. But the mango 4s for me are rocking right now.
Especially with all the shortages, man, on these things right now going on. Lucy's the perfect product to get into. It is the one way to get into. If you are missing your nicotine fix, Lucy's a great product. It's easy to get into it. All these shortages going on around America right now. It's the perfect replacement. I couldn't ask for more, honestly.
Right. And not only are they great company, we can help you. We can hook you up. Go to lucy.co/rapids and use promo code RAPIDS to get 20% off your first order. Lucy offers free shipping and has 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. They sent us like the mix pack, right? Which you can get. It's like to basically figure out what flavor you like. They'll ship it straight to your door. You get 20% off. That's lucy.co. Use code RAPIDS to get 20% off. Always free shipping. Shout out. Just massive shout outs to our friends at Lucy. We also have to talk about our friends at Levello Construction.
Levello
Construction specializes in all things roofs, gutters, siding, and paint for your home here on the Front Range. Women owned and operated with over 17 years of experience. And they love Colorado sports. I've hung out with them at Buffs, at Avs games. So they fit right in with what we do here. When storms strike and your home faces the aftermath, call or text Levello to schedule an appointment. Just like the Rapids on the pitch, they bring experience, precision, and a winning spirit to restoring your home's exterior to better than it was before. They understand the complexities of navigating insurance claims after storm damage and are there to make the process as smooth as a well-executed play. From assessing the damage to working with your insurance provider, they are there to help. They also have experience working as insurance adjusters, so who better to understand the process and know what to look for? With Levello Construction by your side, you can rest easy, knowing that seasoned professionals are championing your cause. Let them help you rebuild and restore your home with confidence. Give them a call, 303-578-8551, 303-578-8551 to get your quote in under a minute and tackle those claims together. Go Rapids from your friends at Levello Construction. Bang. What a night. We're back. DNVR Rapids. Winners Lounge time. Duane, Mitch, Yahya. What a night. What a night. Crowd was over 15,000 tonight. Coming off a fireworks sellout, but over 15,000. Loud crowd tonight. I thought it was great. Actually, let's go here. Relatively un-game flow related, but in the 15th and 64th minutes tonight, C38 threw up a tifo for Bombi, chanted Bombi, because, well, a bunch of racist Argentina fans are being assholes. And I have 2 middle fingers for them right here. We stand with Bombi. He's our guy. We're not going to stand for any of that. Bombi, when you come back, you're coming back to a crowd that loves you and is ready to have you come back after Canada does some damage at Copa. Do you guys have anything to say about that?
No, man, I personally think you said it correctly. I think all the support shown from Colorado, man, through Twitter, through the Tifos and C38, I think it's great. Just shows how much Colorado really loves Bombi.
Straight up.
Yeah, I mean, to all of those crappy fans' detriment, like I said on Twitter, the biggest thing they did is bring Bombi even more into the spotlight. And, people see the stories about what a good dude he is, just the vibes he brings to the team. So, double middle fingers for me on that.
That's right.
Yeah, and I'm not hearing, all the crap that it's jokes. That's how we joke in Argentina. Man, what a bummer. Like, if that's how you joke, like, what a shitty place to be.
I hate that even more because that's just, it paints a whole country, it paints a whole people worse. Like when it's not true, people don't joke like that in most countries.
Right.
Yeah.
And that you have, I mean, look, the Bombi kind of like threw himself into the soccer kind of sphere in terms of scouts, and teams were like, who is this guy? Right after the Miami game, that like the scouts were buzzing around the team. Not so much like hey, we need to buy this guy, more like, who the hell is this guy? He just ran as fast as Tyreek Hill, and like, he has ball skills, and where did he come from? Who is he? And he's just been, he had a kind of a rough month going to Copa, but he was great for the first few months of the year. A nice article on MLSsoccer.com to kind of highlight the rise from JUCO, Canadian Premiership Academy, JUCO, D1 draft starter. And then he's the highest rated outfield player for Canada in that game against Argentina. And then now it's just more focus on him, and it's good. And he responded well. The fans have responded well. Canada, MLS, Rapids, everyone has responded the right way. Canadian Football Association, and he's a great kid. He works his ass off, and we wish nothing but the best for him here. From
also, shout out Canada, man. They gave Argentina everything they can handle plus more. They did such a good job out there. With
a ref that was just giving Argentina whatever they wanted the whole game.
I honestly do screw whether that counts or not. Like, I really don't care. But shout out Argentina. I mean, shout out Canada.
Straight up
representing CONCACAF in the best ways.
Absolutely. Yeah, straight up. Okay. Storylines from this one, because we do have a game to still be talking about.
One of my big storylines is the resurgence of Connor Ronan. And I'm not talking just offensively, because he brought in the crispy passes today, which we haven't really seen the last couple of games. He had some good ones, but not a lot of crispy ones all game. Today, he was crispy from start to finish. Defensively now, he wasn't still a tackling machine. He wasn't the guy that I was like, oh my God, yeah, nothing's getting past him. But he was positioned so well defensively that it helped a lot for that back line where the ball couldn't really go past him. And that's exactly what I wanted from him. I never expected him to get 5 tackles, 10 tackles a game, but I do expect him to be at the right spot at the right time, because a smaller guy like that, that's kind of the way you play that position. So all the shout out to Ronan, man. I think the resurgence of him being able to be at the right spot, trusting a lot of his players to be behind him, trusting his partner on the other side of the pivot, which whether it be Ollie, whether it was Djordje, or whether it was Cole tonight, he really trusted him to be in the right spot, and he just played his position so well tonight.
Dwayne, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yahya and I were talking during the game. This was the perfect, and again, first of all, kudos to Ronan for playing a great game. Partnered with that is the intelligence of Chris Armas to start him in this game versus this team. This is a team that, blocks up in the back. They're not a very pressing team. And so this is the kind of team you want to start Connor Ronan at, because you don't need him to be scrambling back and making desperate tackles. You need a guy who's going to take advantage of a team like Montreal being very defensive minded to try to move that ball around and break up the block a lot. And that's what Ronan does. So this was the perfect game to start him for. I thought he was awesome tonight. But shout out to Chris Armas for seeing that as well, and starting the right guy at the right time. And then, like I said, I absolutely loved that sub of bringing Ollie in, because it was the right time for it when that started to shift. So you saw the press start to come, a little bit more offensive desperation from Montreal. Then he makes that change and partners up Connor Ronan with Ollie Larraz, and you have a great partnership that can do both. I just thought it was a really good tactical game in that position. So I just thought that was a really great position to watch tonight, both because Ronan was great, but also just the decision to put him there.
Get you a double pivot that can do both, right? get you a double pivot that can do
Exactly.
both. Let's see. Dwayne, do you have another storyline out of that?
Oh man. I mean, I thought Connor Ronan was a big storyline tonight. Obviously there's the Calvin storyline. Like kind of a minor storyline was we talk about him every week was Bassett. I saw Bassett do some things tonight, like knowing that if he gets one more goal,
Right.
he breaks a record.
Right.
Like that last goal to Rafa, that was a goal that he could have taken a shot on. And I just saw a lot of moves from Bassett tonight that were just kind of, I guess that's the storyline, right? Is the selflessness. You hear Armas talk a lot about the team first.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw a lot of selfless play from Bassett. You also saw it from Cabral. I know people are, frustrated with Cabral not scoring goals, and that's okay because everybody else is scoring goals because of, in part of due to what Cabral is doing. Like he's still not finishing, all that great. But when he gets there, again, it's that selflessness that you see with Bassett too, of getting the ball into the box and into where players should be. They're not always there, but they're getting closer every game.
Yeah.
There was a couple spots where Rafa wasn't there, where Djordje wasn't quite there, where Cabral wasn't quite there, but it's getting closer every time. But it's that teamwork and that selflessness of not trying to be the main character, but to be more of an ensemble cast. And I think it's just becoming more and more apparent how special this team is, just making plays happen, just looking for wins and not to be the main character. Love it.
Look, he's been fantastic. He's been sitting on that, right, 2 games now without getting that 7th career high goal.
Yep.
And I'm sure he's thinking about it a little bit, but clearly this team has enough goals and enough wins, and the process has worked enough that it's no longer hunting for stats. It's no longer putting yourself ahead because they're bought in. I mean, very clearly this team has bought in, and Cole right at the dead center of that. He doesn't have to hunt for that 7th goal. It's going to come to him. It's going to, right? Everyone is working too hard everywhere else. You have to reward it. If it's Calvin cooking, if it's Djordje on a hot streak, right? If it's Rafa on a hot streak, it doesn't matter who it is. Someone's going to find that goal, and he'll get it. If it's against LAFC, if it's on 4th of July, whenever, he's going to get it, and he's already having a career year, and he's going to have, I imagine he's sitting at double digits by the end of the season. Last year he led the team with 6.
There could legit be about 4 to 5 players in double digits at the end of the year.
So Djordje is right there, right? He's at 7 or 8.
He's at 8.
He's at 8.
Rafa's already there.
Rafa's at 11, already there. Cole's at 6. Yeah, they're cruising.
Calvin's
at 5.
It's possible.
Cabral, if he just learns how to point his foot, could be at 10 pretty soon. It's not that unrealistic, honestly, to have 4
It's
guys.
crazy. Yeah, 3rd most in the league right now with 38 goals. They added a set piece goal. They lead the league with 13 set piece goals. And it's funny, in the game thread, I was like, man, I know they lead the league in set piece goals, but it feels like they haven't had like a really great set piece in a few weeks. And then bang, you get the Harris goal right after that.
Are they counting penalties as set piece goals?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
They're scoring every which way. It's just rad. I think, let's see who else. Zach Steffen, man.
He really wasn't tested tonight. And the one time he did, he gave a really bad rebound.
Yeah.
A bad rebound. But again, the own goal, it was a block. Just that own goal was so unfortunate. It was going to be a goal regardless, just because of the way the pass was going. But you just want that rebound back, throw it outside if you can't really collect it, throw it to your own player kind of stuff. Like, that's what you would expect from Zach, right?
he's just a different. He looks. You're right. He hasn't really been tested for 2 games, really 3 full games without being totally tested. But he just feels like a completely different keeper out there. Whatever him and Sharpie talked about or worked on during that break, it worked. He just has confidence, and you can see it. Keepers are. It is so obvious watching a keeper if they are in a good place or a bad place mentally in this game. It is at it. There's no hiding, right? That you're wearing usually a neon kit, right? You have shots flying towards you, and he has been. He just looks so much better. So I just wanted to shout him out real quick. Let's talk game grades, baby.
Real quick before we do, can I bring up 1-2 more storylines that I kind of had from this game?
Of course.
So one other thing that I really like that kind of mixes in together is the Chris Armas tactics and the way he's been playing the game lately. And it's so incredible the way he does it, because he did start off the game as such a transitional kind of, he started off the season as a transitional kind of coach, right? It was all about transition, direct play, trying to catch the other team off guard, go, go, go. But tonight, he really let the players kind of dictate the way the game was going. He let them play between small spaces. He let them find the right path, and he let them go forward, but in a very organized way, not just a very Red Bull kind of way, kind of like what it's been in the past with him. He wasn't just trying to attack that middle section. He was trying to go all the way through. And I think that's very late. You can see that very clearly with a guy that Lawless that leads to that second goal. Lawless recovers that ball, and instead of just launching it or looking or trying to see if anybody's making that run, he passes it immediately to Cole. Cole doesn't think twice, gets it forward to Djordje, gets it forward to Rafa. Rafa immediately gets it to Djordje, and Calvin is running down the middle and gets it perfectly. And I think Lawless is the perfect example, because last year, when you had Lawless on the ball, I was so worried. His touch was so bad. He wasn't getting the ball to the right spot. He wasn't passing the ball correctly. But this year, you really see a difference with Lawless. He's comfortable in those situations where you have a defender 2 to 3 feet away from you. He's not panicking. And I think, to me, that's one of the biggest things that Chris has done for this team, which is get him comfortable in those tighter spaces. He's willing to trust the players to make the right pass at the right time. And that just speaks volumes to a coach trying to trust a team that was horrendous at it last year and really coached them through it all the way through.
Yeah, they're cooking. Armas has them going right now, man. And, like, sometimes you need a run against 3 bad teams, right, to course correct. They had a very hard schedule going into that break. I think they went 0-1-3 or 0-3-1, right, in that 4 going into the break. He needed it. Turn it around. It's great to see. You said you had one more storyline in there?
No, they both kind of go together, which is like the Lawless being
Right.
very comfortable with the ball at his feet. After last year, as soon as he touched the ball, I'm like, shit, this ball.
It was a turnover, basically guaranteed. Right?
Exactly. It's going 5 feet ahead of him, whether he wants it or not. Like,
right.
That's just the kind of year that Lawless was having last year. But this year, not just him, but even like when Cole has it and Ronan has it, they don't panic and try to get the ball as forward as quickly as they have to. They kind of take their time, look for the right pass. And I think that's one of the things that's really led to the Rapid success is ball retention, keeping the ball, looking for the right pass, instead of just trying to go forward immediately, which I do think it's still a valuable thing when you have it there, but it doesn't have to be forced 24/7 like it was at the beginning of the year, even last year as well.
Yeah. Who do you think was the highest graded PID tonight?
Djordje?
It was
Calvin.
a trick question. They both were. Solid.
Hey, we're both right.
Look at that. Look at you two. Solid 8.8 from both of them. You know, we talk
Look
about
at us, who would have thought about it?
Look at us.
You know, we talk about the touches for Djordje, right? Like that's kind of how well is the offense cooking? 78 touches for him tonight. That to me says it all. That you're going to score 3-4 goals if he is that involved. You just are at this point.
Yeah, man. I think Djordje did a great job tonight of the team did a great job of finding Djordje, and Djordje did a great job of finding the team when it was necessary. And that's the biggest part. Kind of going a little bit back to the Ollie sub, I like the ollie coming in. I hated Cole moving to the left because he became a little bit invisible at that time. He wasn't created. The only time he really created was when he ran towards the middle, and I'm like, yeah, that's where you should be. Like, that's your place of operation. But I hadn't even thought of that thing of Sam trying to get going with that connection with Cole. It could be something that Sam is just kind of missing, like that familiar face that really gets him going, right?
Yeah. Cole had an okay. I mean, he had the assist that boosted him up. Lawless got dinged for the own goal. Otherwise, you had, 7+ across the back. Surprised Vines graded out as well as he did. Rafa with an 8. I mean, everyone looked good tonight. Really, right? I mean, tough to say anyone had a bad game. I guess, I mean, I do want to, should we try and talk Vines for 2 minutes before we get into Flowers?
Yeah, of course, man. What do you got on Vinesy?
He felt stuck between offense and defense, and I don't think he ended up doing either very much. Yeah. I think he's thinking way too much out there. And I don't know if I can point to any real, I mean, sometimes he was chasing that right wing. I don't know. I don't know what is, I don't know what Armas can do or, to unlock it, right? He was so good as a wing back with 3 back there. He hasn't really found that 4-back role where he can play a lot of offense and get back. He's trying. I mean, the work is there. It's not like it's a lack of effort. And that's the most important thing that you can say, like, it's going to click at some point. But it just seems, I'm just not sure what's working there, right? Like,
I think it's also just a different position that they're kind of playing him at. He's used to that, like, left wing back. That's where he really shines quite a bit because he is so good going forward. He is so dynamic. But when you are trying to just play him as a left back and you are kind of pushing him that way, you got to remember, man, Chris Armas has kind of been inverting Keegan and Sam a little bit more, so they are playing a little bit more in the midfield. They're not just kind of pushing all the way up. So it does create a different position that Vines has to learn a little bit because he is kind of playing that Trent Alexander role where he is playing that midfield role more than he is playing left back kind of winger. I think it's just going to take him a little bit more time to get adjusted to that. He has shown flashes in that position. He is really good at ball retention as well. It's just going to take a little bit of time for him to get fully going and kind of understand what he really has to do all the way through.
Look, I mean, he was coming off of being extremely sick, right? So tough to just get back into game shape after, probably dropping some weight, losing some fitness. So hopefully, it's coming. A Vines game is coming. There's going to be a game where we're like, oh, goal and an assist from Sammy. Nice, right? Like it's there. It's close. I just want to see it happen. So we're going to jump into Flowers. First, let's talk about our friends at Toyota. Man, Toyota rocks. I drove my Toyota home from the stadium today. I'm driving a Highlander. I love it. I went golfing yesterday. We almost gave away a Tundra at that golf tournament yesterday. If you hit the hole-in-one, you win a very limited edition Toyota. They still have it, right? We didn't actually give it away. We wanted to. No one hit it. But that's the kind of when we were like, hey, what can you do for us for this tournament? They jumped right in. And that's why they're the official vehicle of DNVR, right? We're big on Toyota here. Look, whether you're going up in the mountains, you're camping, you're cruising around town, there is a Toyota that is right for you. The all-new 2024 Tacoma, the Land Cruiser's coming back. You have the 4Runner, the Tundra, you have the Grand Highlander, you got the RAV4, and on top of that, they go low and zero emissions. They have 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from. You can even get a Tundra hybrid, the iForce Max hybrid truck. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Colorado Rapids and the official vehicle of DNVR. We also got to talk about DNVR events because there's a whole bunch coming your way. If you're a Broncos fan, tailgate season's coming up. All the tickets are up for every home game. We're right over at Sports Fan, right at 18th and Federal. You can take a party bus from the DNVR bar to the tailgate. Then they'll pick you up after the game and bring you back to the DNVR bar. Those tailgates rock. You guys have been there.
They're incredible, man. They're some of the best,
super fun,
best times I've had.
The view from the lot of Mile High and downtown, you're over all the tailgates below, like in the actual stadium parking lot. It's perfect. There's even if you're not going to the game, just come party with us and then go catch the game at the bar or something like that. It is really that fun. Make sure to check that out. We have a Buffs road trip to Nebraska coming up. I'm on that. It's going to be super fun. There's a hotel literally right next to Memorial Stadium. We're going to have a party. We're going to talk to some former Buffs. It's going to be a blast. So make sure you check that out. That's through truefantravel.com. And guess what? We right here, DNVR Rapids, we have a takeover on the 7th against St. Louis. You get a party bus ride from DNVR to the Richard. We're going to put some beers on that bus for you to drink for free. And we're going to give you a C38 tailgate pass. So you can just drink a bunch of beer and have some dev dogs.
Y'all got to beat me to them dogs and beer, man. I'm telling you right
now. It's the best deal around. So if you want to hop on this PIDS train, come with us. We're going to bring a bunch of DNVR friends. Tickets are actually going for that one. Usually I'm lying when I say that. This one is true. Like, tickets are actually going for this one. So if you want to join us, if you've been thinking about getting to a game, come with a bunch of people from DNVR. We have a lot of fun. So make sure you check that out.
Party.
Yeah. And then tomorrow I will be at the DNVR bar for this USMNT game against Bolivia. Then we are going to have the Panama game on Thursday. And then the following Monday against Uruguay. Gotta come. That's the watch along game. We have producers all over the place doing all sorts of content. So we're canceling the watch alongs for the first two. We're doing it for the first one and any knockout games after that. But the bar is still going to be going crazy. We pack that place for men's national team games. Pack. Like Nuggets playoffs level packed for those games. So come down, scream loud. We're hanging with American Outlaws Denver chapter. It's going to be a blast. So come on down to DNVR bar. All right, we're back. DNVR Rapids. Yeah, Mitch, Duane, hanging. Late night. PIDS after dark, baby.
Our Wednesday show was a lot more after dark than today, honestly.
Wednesday was wild.
Dog. That was
great.
Let's peek a little bit behind the curtain. That game was really hard to watch for all three of us.
Impossible. I don't know what happened.
Very busy during that whole watch party, and we were doing multiple things. So all three of us just thought we're gonna vibe it out, and we're just gonna have a good time with the live audience. And you know what? We did. It was a good time all the way through.
It was great. I had a blast. We watched the game, but you can't really hear anything. The bar's going crazy. It was just super fun. Thanks for everyone that came out. You know what time it is, though? It's everybody's favorite. It's Flowers from the Fellas.
Hooray!
I think I am up first today.
Yep.
Do it. Go.
It's Calvin Harris. Come on.
Yep.
Come on. We got the lineups. Shout out to Matt Pollard in the Toyota chat. Just popped in there post press conference. And we're sitting there at our table. We're, having our little press meal and we're talking about the game. And I go, Calvin for O'Meara, I don't love that. Not crazy about that. And what does he do? He puts up a first half brace and is just clearly the player of the game. So flowers to him, crow for me. And I'm happy to do it. It was a brilliant game from the Englishman. Who I think has really, really found himself over these last few weeks. He's I hope he can continue, because that's kind of been the problem with this wing rotation for a year right, or 2 years has been like, okay, this guy came in and made an impact for us, great, and then you ride with him and nothing happens, and then one sub comes in or rotated spot start comes in and makes an impact. And you're like, okay, great, and then it's another 2 games and nothing. So hopefully this is the thing that gets that wing rotation really cooking. And shout out to him.
Yep.
Who's up?
You want to go, Duane?
Sure. Maxu.
Love that one. Whoa.
The flowers. That dude was awesome tonight.
He balled.
Like
Balled
he was
out.
so freaking good. Obviously mostly on getting back and shoring up the back line, and just being constantly reliable. But he had a couple of like really nice pushes, almost a header tonight too. He was all over the field tonight, just laying it down. I thought he was fantastic tonight. So
37 passes.
Yeah.
37 to 39 passing, 54 touches, 5 touches in the opponent's box, 1 block, 5 clearances, 3 interceptions. He was a stud.
Dude was great tonight.
Yep.
Absolute stud. Yeah.
I'm gonna go as the number 1 Ronan hater on this pod.
Oh,
I need to go with Connor Ronan, man. He, for the first time since 2021, I saw the Connor Ronan that won the Player of the Season that year. That year was so easy to dismiss because he was on a bad team. It was since last year, really, 2022, right? 2023. I don't know what year it is. 2023, he won. Since this is the first time I see Connor Ronan play at a high level since 2023. This is the first time I see Ronan doing all the right things at the right time. And it's very impressive, and you can really see this team click when he's playing at his highest level, not just offensively, but defensively too. He closed down so many spots for the other team. I love his passes. I thought today he played how I expected Connor Ronan to play this year, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And new system, new team, new everything, whatever. He got injured. This is what I expected from him, and I'm so glad we get this Connor Ronan because now you can bring in an Ollie Laraz, and it's just an added piece, right? Like, do you really need a midfielder in the summer window? I still think you do, just to have some more depth, but now you feel a lot more confident in this rotation just because it does help out a lot more players. It helps out an Ollie, it helps out a Cole, it helps out a Djordje, and that's the kind of thing that really makes it the kind of thing that Ronan should thrive in.
Before the which game was it? Sorry. Before the Austin game. So going into the Austin game after practice, Armas specifically said, I need to get Ronan going. Well, mission accomplished, my guy. He's cooking right now. So there you go. Yeah, great shout. Can't believe he's still here, but I'm going to give Djordje some flowers. He is on fire. He has 16 goal contributions in 14 games, worth every penny of the club record signing. An absolute, no doubt baller who is just, he's putting the ball wherever he wants. There was a couple passes tonight where even us up on press row were just like, holy shit, where did that come from? How did he see that? How did he put the ball right where it needed to be? I'm just glad we get to watch him. Like, he's so fun to watch. He's so talented. And good for him stepping up to the spot and erasing that Seattle penalty for sure. Now it's 2 penalties straight converted, right? Like, we don't have to worry about him anymore.
Why didn't they give that to Rafa? Are they still trying to negotiate that down a bit?
That's so funny. Should have given it to Ronan. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, let's not get crazy now.
That's how he scored his first goal with the team.
Yeah, he buried his only PK.
It's his only goal with the team.
Give it to Djordje. I'll give it to Djordje 10 out of 10.
Anyways, Djordje, there you go.
Yeah, that's a good one. Djordje played great tonight, man. His vision was incredible.
Dwainer?
Oh, man. I'm stuck between 2. I'm going to go. I know. I'm going to go with Ollie. I loved that sub, and I thought he came in and like he played the role that, remember when Barrios used to come in and he was like that lightning bolt of energy that we needed.
Yep.
You expected Ollie to come in and kind of help out, in the midfield with the defense. And he did that, but he also just does what Ollie does, which is like you see him and you don't see him. And then all of a sudden somebody has the ball and they're right outside the box. And you're like, oh crap, that's Ollie. And he was just pushing really hard tonight. And dude, I would give him flowers just on that 180 that he pulled. Just
right outside the box was incredible.
Just for that was like my favorite first touch all season. Like,
it was gutsy too. The defender right on him. He's like,
so good.
He said, "Fucking watch this."
It was awesome. It was FIFA level, dude. Like,
it was so good. I loved it.
Yeah, he was on a cheat code with that one, but I would give him flowers just for that move. But I liked that sub. I thought he came in and locked in, and goodness, that 180 was dope.
His physicality, man, is so needed in that midfield because you do have a guy like Djordje who mixes it up, but he's not a physical tackle. He's not a guy that goes in with the physical tackle. Ollie comes in with all the body, all the hate that he remembers as a child, and he knocks guys down, man. I love it so much.
Yeah.
For my next flowers, I'm actually gonna go Keegan Rosenberry, man. I think
I don't think we've even said that name tonight.
And that's the reason he deserves them. He deserves the whole damn bouquet, man. He's been an incredible leader for this team. I have criticized him quite a bit because of his play early on in the year. I thought he could have been better. I thought there was times that he should have shown out more. And you know what? Ever since then, he's really proven me wrong. There's a season so far kind of flowers. Dude has been a complete stone at that side at this point. He's not perfect. No player ever is. But he has kept this team together through the tough times, through the good times. And he's also playing at a really high level right now. He's not getting burnt like he was by those wingers. He's playing the inverted winger so well, the inverted wing back so well. I've loved his game tonight, and I think he has just been building up through the last 3-4 games, honestly.
I'm surprised you didn't have flowers for Ortega tonight. That left was sick.
It was, but I got to give it to Keegan, man. Keegan's Mr. Rapid for a reason. He's the guy that if he's in a good spot, the team's in a good spot, and you can really tell. He's a stoic leader, but he's also a leader that's going to get this team across the finish line.
Absolutely. I mean, he's
You know what I freaking love about Keegan?
His
long throws.
The long throws. Yes, Mitch. Yeah, I know. You've heard me say it a bazillion times. I am blown away by how far he can throw the damn ball. Like, it is bizarre. It is such a advantage Rapids whenever the ball is near the other goal and it gets kicked out of bounds, because it's like, oh man, it's basically a free set piece for us every time. Man, I can't get enough of the crazy throw-ins from him.
How dope is it that him and Seb Anderson can both do it too?
I know. When Seb did it last game, I was like, oh my God, somebody else has it.
Somebody else has
Vines have taken them too, like especially late when they don't want to wait for someone to cross the field. Vines will throw it too.
Yeah.
It's fun to see. Good job, Keegan. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Rapid.
I love Mr. Rapid so much, dude. He has proven me wrong for the first 5 games of the year.
He's been great.
I love it.
He's the best. Anything we missed? I mean, it's
you want to give one to Rafa real quick as a group?
Yeah, let's all give Rafa. Come on. Just class. I mean, not like it was a tough goal, right? I mean, all the ball had to do was get to him, but that's what you pay big bucks for a number 9 to do, right?
Exactly.
But that's such an incredible job from Cole and Rafa on that play. First of all, because Cole gets the goalie moving to the right, out because he's about to get him there. As soon as he sees him move to the right, he passes it to Rafa, gets the goalie moving to the left, and Rafa just swings it to the right corner where it's completely open. It's a great job from both of them. Just deceiving the way they deceived the goalie was a beautiful goal to watch, right? Like, especially immediately after that penalty, they were not letting off. They weren't letting off the gas at all.
No.
Yeah. I'll throw flower out to Chris Armas again. Again, with the tactics of starting Ronan in a game that was the perfect opponent for him, and for that strategy, and then making adjustments, which we've been frustrated with for years. When Montreal started to attack, we made that sub and had Ollie come in and change the momentum back into the Rapids' favor. I don't know. I love the way the dude's reading the game, man. I love the way he reads the other opponents. I'm so happy we got him. I'm so happy he's our coach.
Let's talk about that report. Reports from Brazil came out today that the deal is done. Let's just pump the brakes. The deal is not done. Deal is not done. That's for sure. The deal is not done. We will know when it's done, and it's not there yet. But I think everyone is feeling good about it. That's kind of where it's at. But no, there's no actual news on that front. Nothing has changed. They're working on it. They feel good about it, and we'll see how that goes. They still have until Sunday, I think, right? So, yep. A week from tomorrow, they have until to lock that down. I'm not worried about it. I'm zero sweat when it comes to that deal getting done. But that's just the vibe I'm getting. But I just know that it's not there yet. But I think everyone should feel fine. That's where I'm at. But people saw that report and were like quote tweeting, and I click on the account and there's like 3 followers. I'm like, that's not that we're not calling this yet. We gotta wait. We gotta wait till Scoops or Pollard or us. Maybe we break it. Who knows? But someone's gonna break it, and it's gonna be a great day for Rapids fans.
It's gonna be so good. I've been wanting a 9. I've been wanting a 9 for a decade now.
Wow, the Rubio
every
disrespect.
Duane did a 180 on Rafa, man, and I love it so much.
Oh yeah,
totally.
You thought he was such a bum.
I was not happy last year or the beginning of this year, and dude's done nothing but shut me up.
Understandably, man, it's never gonna be. I knew exactly where you're coming from. Dude proved us all wrong, and let's go.
I know.
That's what we wanted, right? The contributions.
Yeah. Man, so we have. I don't get a midweek game this week, dude. Come on. I wanted a midweek game this week.
Copa midweek.
I know. I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited for Copa tomorrow, man. Yeah, you already got to win tonight. I want to win tomorrow. So bad.
Barely, man. Barely a win.
Hey, win's a win. 3 points is 3 points.
I'm not getting my hopes up, man. You know me. The World Cup, I was screaming, if I don't care, it can't hurt me.
That's true.
That's what I scream when I love something. If I don't care, it can't hurt me.
That Edson injury maybe drops the price tag for United a few milli. Let's go.
Or maybe they just stay away from him altogether.
That's true. All right, fair enough. Yeah, man, I don't got anything else. I'm excited to watch some Euros and Copa tomorrow. And basking 9 points.
Dude, it's so crazy, man. The Euros and Copa are such different tournaments, and I love them both for what they are.
I like that the leader for own goal or leader for the golden boot right now is the own goal.
So good.
In Euro. That's so crazy. It's the wildest stat to me.
Look, Beer, all I can say is talking to people that would know if it's done or not, it's not done. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. It's not done. We'll see. Let's see. Is that it? Is that all it is?
That's it.
That's all we got?
Yep, I think that's about it.
I think we nailed it. Solid winners lounge. 3 straight winners lounges. I wonder when the last time that happened. I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of this show.
I'm sure the first
Gosh, that might be true.
I think the first year of the show there was 3 in a row.
Maybe. We'd have to look back.
They didn't feel this good. They weren't 4-1, 3-0, 2-0 wins. They were like 1-0, 2-1. 1-0 at the death kind of wins, I think.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, hopefully we get 4. Big one against LAFC. Look for us midweek as usual on Wednesday, 9:30 Mountain Daylight Time, Standard Time.
I
don't know which one we're in.
It's Mountain Time.
You're right.
It's daylight saving time right now.
MDST, 9:30 a.m. See you there. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of bids as always. Plug us out of here. Anybody?
DNVR_Rapids on Twitter. Please follow us there. Give us a 5-star review wherever you hear this podcast. We'd really appreciate it. Remember, we are a podcast. Tell a Pit Curious fan about us. We'd really appreciate that as well. 5-star, subscribe to his YouTube channel and give us a like as you are on your way out. If you're on Twitter, don't just come over here real quick, watch the video for 10 seconds, then give us a like. It would really help us out as well.
Duane?
Man, get that ticket to the DNVR Rapids takeover.
Yeah.
You got to get it now before they sell out. It is going to be so much fun. I can't say enough about how silly and ridiculous Yaya is going to be. If you're really getting a ticket to the Rapids plus the Yaya show,
Your entertainment that night.
This is what you're getting. So get that ticket while they're still available.
Yeah, I mean, we got all sorts of fun stuff coming up, so check that out. TheDNVR.com. You can become a diehard, which supports us, supports the whole network, all the shows you like, keeps us going. So get in there. You get into the Discord channels. You get discounts at the bar, and you get discounts on merch, and you get free merch, and you get discounts on tickets, and you get access to cool features from the whole cast of talented characters we have here at DNVR. So make sure you check that out. More importantly, perhaps most importantly, and after the 3rd straight win, we love to say it, up the Pids.
We all silly like the mayor.